And here we are back with part two. So our first question was, what will help me to remember that hope is sacred? And we got the Chariot, which is Roman numeral number 7 of the major arcana cards. And so the things that jumped out for us was that the person was leaving the castle and moving forward, very focused, very direct. Oh, and this card was actually upside down, meaning it was reversed. And the two Sphinx, we found the two Sphinx very interesting. So there's a couple people on the call that shared some really interesting insights. So, Tiara, would you like to share a little bit about what you were saying? Would you like to unmute and share?
Yeah. So I believe that the Sphinx represents the Sagittarius, which is also half human and half animal. So I think that is a reflection of how we are to navigate when we are transitioning from one life to a new one, to rely on our instincts and intuition.
Yes, and you also indicated, I believe you were talking about the balance, right? Because one of the Sphinx is black and one is white. And you're talking about the balance of that energy.
Yeah. Um, Correct. That is correct. I can't remember all that I said. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were saying that with moving the chariot moving forward, the importance of the balance, and you also said it was a new journey and it took courage. So, and this was something else that Joan, I think you tied into courage, right? Oh, you were talking about your definition of courage. Would you like to share that?
Yeah, thank you. My definition of courage is what we do after we take a clear look at the alternatives. And for me, in our discussion, hope and courage came together in a way that I hadn't seen the relationship before. Because that definition works for hope for me too.
Taking a clear look at what we do after taking a clear look at the alternatives.
Yeah,
And I think
and the alternative to hope isn't fun, nice, or productive.
yeah. And you said for you, the Sphinx being the black and the white was a range of choice, right? I think you said it was a range of
Yeah,
choice.
yes. As the chariot is going out into the world and that person is going out, what they're being led by is the sphinxes that for me represent that while we're going out in the world, we have a complete range of choices. It may
So,
be maybe more maybe bigger and more complete than we ever realize.
so what will help me to remember that hope is sacred is this idea that we have choice and that hope is a choice.
Yeah, that fits for me.
And then Christina, you talked about faith, hope, and love. And is there anything you want to share?
I believe they travel together. I believe that I'm never without my faith, and I try to cultivate love at all times. Sometimes Scorpio, sometimes better than others.
Mhm.
I I find myself when I get into a position or a situation where these are the facts and there's hope doesn't come into play, I must deal with those facts. Rather than letting it get me down, I will work to my way around it until I can find hope again.
And that's a sacred practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Tiara and Joan. And thank you, Mary Jo. Mary Jo was on earlier. So, all right, let's go on to the second question. Where can I bring more hope into my life? And we got the Two of Swords. And so we noticed that we noticed some interesting things. Actually, I can't remember who said it, but we noticed how big the swords were that she's holding. I mean, they were much larger than her. If she had been standing, they would have been bigger than her. So someone pointed out, maybe it was you, Joan, I think, that she must be very strong because those swords must be very heavy. And then we noticed, of course, that she was blindfolded. And someone said that the blindfold for them meant she doesn't know what the future holds, but she's holding these tools, and these tools, the swords, they can either be used to hurt or to heal. And we talked about how they might be healing, like a scalpel heals, or we need to cut through things to heal. And then we also said, I think this was you, Tiara. You said when with her being blind, then that means all her other senses are heightened. And you said that not seeing could be viewed as her superpower. And then for you, that Two of Swords was kind of like a dark night of the soul. So where can I bring more hope into my life? It's when I'm feeling stuck. And you said that she was sitting out in nature, and that nature for you is healing. So where can I bring more hope into my life when I'm feeling stuck? I think I changed the question. I think I had a different question. I worded it differently. I think I worded it differently the first time. I said, where can I practice hopefulness? And then I changed it. Sorry, guys. Maybe I had tried. We during the call, when the call was live, we were discussing that, and some people had struggled with the idea of hope and practice. So I guess I did reword it here. Where can I bring more hope into my life? So when you're having the dark night of the soul, or being stuck and not sure where to go, this is when you want to turn to hope. And Tara, you said like being in nature was healing, and then practicing that solitude, that going within, the blindfold, meaning she's going within. So both of them had an aspect of going within, because the Chariot was reversed and the Two of Swords is blindfolded. The other thing that just occurred to me is that I mentioned earlier, Sagittarius is the 9th sign of the zodiac. And if you add these two cards together, we've got the 7, then the major arcana, and the Two of Swords. So 7 and 2 is 9. So these do point to Sagittarius. So I think the more you ponder this and let it reveal itself to you, let it reveal how to treat hope as sacred. Does anyone else want to add anything to that second question? I apologize for rewording it on you. I don't know. Maybe somebody can tell me if that makes any more sense. The second way, it's kind of similar to the way we were addressing it, I think. Anyone have any thoughts on that? Okay, then we're just going to move on. All right, so now we're just going to move on to some practices for Sag season. Happy Thanksgiving. This is the season of being grateful and thankful. So here is a gratitude practice I recently heard of that I thought was unlike anything I'd ever heard before. I think it's beautiful. Picture a world where only what we cherish today survives tomorrow. And just think about that one. Talk about sacred hopefulness. Cherishing, noticing and appreciating and cherishing what we hold close to us today. That's what would survive. So I think that would make us probably more grateful for more things. The next practice is to look up. Like we mentioned earlier, the sky is the hugest thing we have on our planet, or not even on our planet, but available to us from the planet. So looking up lifts the spirit. And remember that I don't know what I don't know, and there may be more to the story. I don't know what I don't know. There may be more to the story. And to choose sacred hope. Just saying those words lifts my spirit. Choose sacred hope. So that is our call for tonight. Our next energy, astrology, and intuition call will be on Wednesday, the 20th of December at 7 p.m., where we'll delve into the Capricorn energies. We'll be very close to the solstice. It'll be the day before the solstice. So thank you again for joining tonight, for watching live, for watching on YouTube. You can connect on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And we'll be having some exciting new classes coming up next year. We're going to be doing some classes on the moon, which I'm looking forward to, and some more heart harmonizing classes. We just started a class last night. So we'll be doing that again in the coming year. So thank you so much for being here. If you're watching this on YouTube and you'd like to join us live, you can visit our website, Love Your Life in Sync, and sign up for our newsletter and receive an invite for the monthly call. So thank you again. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you very soon.